Good morning, children. I hope all of you are doing well at your home. Due to the cloudy atmosphere, I'm not getting proper light in my room. That's why I'm outside. I'm sorry for that. Please cooperate with me. Okay, today we are going to learn how we can write a personal letter. Okay, so now technology is far developed. We can rather of or instead of writing letter, we can call our friends, our relatives and everyone, or we can use video calls or by sending an email, huh? But writing letters means we are writing letters with our own hand, huh? It's written, huh? It's written manually, so it will refresh our mind. We are getting a letter from our friend after so many years, and we will, or that letter will take us back to our childhood, isn't it? So writing letters is very good. Okay, children, now we can go to our textbook. So what is given here? Yes, there is no better means of communicating with people at a distance than through a letter. Communication by telephone or wireless or internet may be faster, but it lacks permanence. A letter is always there to refer to. You can refresh your memory by reading a letter after a long time. Moreover, the letter has a personal touch if written by hand, since each handwriting is unique in character, projecting the personality of the writer. A good letter fosters cordial relations with persons and firms. Okay, so you know that we can classify these letters into two: personal letters and business letters. Okay, and personal letter. Through this chapter, we are dealing with personal letters. Okay, personal letters means what? It's given in our textbook, and you know it very well. Last year also we used to write personal letters, isn't it? Huh? Yes, letters to relations, friends, colleague or acquaintances are called personal letters. They have a simple informal style. The subjects of such letters are invitation, request, apology, congratulations, postponement, inquiry, sympathy, thanksgiving and conveying news. So now, for the sake of convenience, we shall consider such letters under two aspects: the layout and the subject matter. First of all, we are dealing with the layout of a personal letter. Layout means what? Address of the writer is written on the top hand corner of the page in traditional format, and at the top left corner of the page in box type format, which is being followed. So children, this box type is usually followed now. Anyway, so don't put your name above the address. It's very important. Please, while writing your address, don't write your name on the top, just like this. Where is the brush? Wait, children. This is the way you have to write. Please don't put your name on the top of the letter. And this is the first way. And second one, you may also write your address in a block form, that is without indentation. Means, children, to indent means you have to give some space in between the margin and the text what you are going to write. So children, you can also write your address in a block form. Block form means what? Without indentation. Indentation means, to indent means you have to give some space in between the text what you are going to write and the margin. That is indent. Okay, to indent. So indent. Without indentation also you can write just like this. So this is without indentation and this is with indent. Okay. Both the way you can write. Next one is, so first one, address of the writer, that means sender's address. Next one is, date of the letter is written directly below your address. So below your address you have to write the date, and this is the way you have to write. First date, then month, and then year. This is the way you have to write your letter. And please don't write date like this. This is absolutely wrong. And this is not wrong, but by writing letters you just follow this one. First of all, you have to write your address, and address without your name. Okay. And you can write this address in two forms, in block form and with indentation also you can write. And to indent means you have to give some space between the margin and the text that you are going to write. Okay. Then letter you have to follow, or the address should be followed by the date. Date means how you have to write. First of all, you have to write the day, then month, then year. Okay. Next one is greeting or salutation. Now go to the left hand side of the page. Left hand side. So this is the left hand side of your, and this is the right hand side of the page. Okay. So greetings or salutation. Now go to the left hand side of the page and write the salutation. The greeting or salutation has a line to itself and is followed by a comma. So this salutation must be followed by a comma. The form of the greeting will depend on the relation in which you stand to the person whom you are writing. If you are writing to your near relatives, you can just write like this. If you are writing to your mother, dear mummy, then my dear dad, dear aunt Shobha, dear grandma, dear Meera, etc. like this. And for your close friends, you can write dear Saran, my dear Saksha, etc. like that. Acquaintance means dear Mr. Swami, dear Miss Shah, just like that. Okay. Then, so first of all address, then date, then greeting or salutation. Next one, the opening sentence of the letter could be a response to an earlier communication, or it should have a reference to the subject of the letter. Okay, and some opening sentences are given here. I was delighted to hear of your success. I am very sorry to tell you. Do you want what has happened to? How can I ever thank you for? We were all shocked to hear. It's pleasure to be able to congratulate you on. Thank you for your letter. Like this you can open your letter. So this is what opening sentence. So next one is body of the letter. Okay, the subject matter of the letter is given in this part. The body of the letter must be broken into paragraphs. So body of the letter means the subject matter, what you are going to convey through this letter. That is what body of the letter. Okay, then, and this body of the letter must be broken into paragraphs. Now last one is concluding sentence. Okay, concluding sentence. The letter should be concluded with a sentence which has same connection with the topic of the letter. If you are, the last sentence must be in the form of conveying love and respect to the family members. Usually we conclude our letter with less like this. What? Convey my regards to your parents. That is usually we follow. Isn't it, children? The last sentence. Okay. Then given below are examples of the concluding sentences which leave a friendly impression. Why friendly impression? Because now we are discussing about personal letters. Okay. Give my regards to your parents. Please remember me to your brother. Don't hesitate to write again if I can be of any further help. We all miss you here. I am looking forward to your visit. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, then. And at last one, this is subscription or leave taking. The letter must not end abruptly but with a certain form of polite leave taking, such as. So, just like subscription, just like what we discussed, yes, just like salutation for near relatives, close friends, and acquaintances, we just follow different way of greeting. Just like for leave taking, we have to follow certain things. Near relatives, you can write yours affectionately, your affectionate doctor, your loving son. Or with for your friends, yours sincerely, and acquaintances, yours sincerely. And there is one more thing, children. While writing this subscription, the first letter of the subscription must begin with a capital letter. Begin with a capital letter, and please don't put apostrophe R in between R and S. That means yours. Simply you have to write YOUR. There is no need of any apostrophe mark there. Okay. Then, so the signature of the or name of the writer comes below the subscription. Use your first name only for this purpose in personal letter. So this subscription must be followed by your name, and you have to write the first name. Your first name you have to write here. And last one is address or subscription on the envelope is as follows. If your question, in your question, if it's given that you have to write the address on the envelope only, you have to write that. It's given here. Not, you need not write the address of the envelope if the question does not ask for it. If in your question, if the if the address on the envelope is referred here, then you have to write. Otherwise, just leave it. By signature of or name of the writer, you have to stop that letter. Okay, next one is subject matter. What you have to do? The body of the letter containing the subject matter is the main part of the letter. Here you will have to follow the points mentioned in connection with the writing of different types. Different types of composition. If you are asked to give directions on how to hire a flat, you will have to go about the assignment in manner in which you have to follow a factual essay. Similarly, if you are asked to imagine yourself to be a soldier and explain your experiences in the battlefield, you will have to follow the general pattern of an imaginative essay. You will have to show the thoughts and feelings of a soldier. So according to the question, you have to change the subject matter. So you should adopt a tone appropriate to matter what you are writing about. Always keep in mind the person you are. If you are writing to your uncle or your dearest friend or your youngest brother or anyone else, you have to keep that person in your mind. That will help you to write the letter in a good way. Okay. If you are writing to your parents, your tone should be intimate. If you are writing to your friend, the tone should be informal and personal. So divide your letter into paragraphs and use simple language. Write neatly, putting in proper punctuation marks, and all these elements contribute to create a favorable impression on the reader of the letter. So first of all, address of the writer, then date of the letter, then greeting or salutation, then opening sentence, then concluding sentence, then subscription or leave taking, then last one, the signature of name of the letter. If your question is just like this, that means you have to, if the address write the address on the envelope is referred here, then you have to write the address on the envelope. Otherwise, just leave. Then subject matter. Okay. Now we can discuss about the marks division. Okay. So here both personal letter and formal letter is being referred here. So for writing each one you will get half marks. Okay. Sender's address, date, salutation, subscription and signature. You will get half mark for each. But in formal letter you have to write the receiver's address also. After writing receiver's address only you have to write the date in formal letter. Okay, then format of the personal letter is given here. So this one is the traditional format and this is what? Box type format. So both the two formats are accepted by the council, but this box type format is recommended. So you just follow this box type format. Okay, children. So here this is a traditional way. That's why address is on the right hand corner of your page. Address, space, date. Then you have to give space, then salutation. We can discuss that box type because we are going to follow this one. So in the left hand side corner of your page, you have to write your address, then give space, then date, then again space, then salutation, then body of the letter. Then again after writing body of the letter, that means after concluding sentence, you have to give space, then subscription, then give space, then signature. So first name only. I think now you got an idea about how you can write a personal letter. Okay. So two questions are given in your textbook. Okay. First one I will give you as a model. And next one you have to try to write it. Okay, children. Today this is enough for you. Just go through this and just understand how you can write a personal letter.